What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy, and what I'm going to do today is a little something different, but I think I'm going to pursue it in this manner moving on. You know how I do every month, I do the astrological analysis for you guys for each of the signs. Like, I'll do it in front of each reading. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it right now in one video, and I'll put it up, and then you guys can check it out. And then when I do your individual readings, we'll talk about where these planets are in your particular chart, okay? I figure it's easier for me to do it this way because I don't have the technology yet to chop it up and then, to make this video and then add it onto each of the 12 signs. It's usually me running through the planetary alignments for each of the 12 signs, and it's just like, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna do it once here on this video. You can check it out if it's of interest to you. If it's not, then cool. But I'll refer you to this when I do your video as well. But for those who like this piece of it, because I know a lot of you do. You let me know in the comments, and so that's why I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna stop doing it. So let me find an efficient way to do it. All right, let's get it popping. So for the month of February here, Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Okay, we got 4 planets in the house of Aquarius. Now, we're entering the age of Aquarius. We're not technically there yet because, Aries season is where everything starts over, okay? Because Aries is the baby. It's the first sign of the cycle that your soul goes through. Pisces is the last sign, okay? Because that's where everything comes to die, right? So we're in Aquarius season. We're not quite at Pisces season yet, right? We won't be there until later in the month, around the 19th, something like that. So time is going really quickly, right? And like I've been telling you guys in the readings, if you've been checking me out, Pisces season is going to be really, really ill for a lot of people in a good way and in a bad way, because we're wrapping up the era of Capricorn, okay? The era of Capricorn had to do with rules, regulations, your internal compasses, and what do you know to be right? What do you know to be wrong? And do you act on that? Stealing is wrong. Do you do it? And then it talks about integrity, doing the right thing when nobody's looking. It's like, okay, there's some cookies on the desk there and nobody's around. Are you going to take a cookie or are you not? I guess it depends on if you're hungry or not, right? But that's the definition of integrity: doing the right thing, regardless if people can see you or not, if people see you doing it or not, right? That's integrity. Then you have ethics, which is like the rules that you live by in reference to what you feel is right and what you feel is wrong. So Capricorn had a lot to do with that throughout the last decade, and it had a lot to do with how you treated people. So we had karmic situations. Every decade is the same. You have certain karmic lessons that you're going to learn. The people around you in your life are people who were put in your life to teach you certain karmic lessons. Once those lessons are done, the relationship will start to fall apart. As in, you will not want to be with this person anymore or around this person anymore, or there will always be conflict between you and this person. Okay, so you just take a look at what you experienced in the age of Capricorn, how a lot of you now are coming out of these karmic cycles, and now you're in your incubative state where you're transforming. You're coming from those connections going into new ones. Many of you karmic partners, karmic family members, karmic friends, karmic business partners. You left a lot of that alone. For most of you who are progressing, you understand how this 3D realm works. So now you're getting yourself ready, getting acclimated to go into the age of Aquarius. But before we get into the age of Aquarius, which technically actually starts Aries season, we got to finish up Aquarius, and then we got to go into Pisces. So right now, the people who were doing bad, who weren't doing things ethically and morally, and were doing shit to other people, they're going to be getting bad karma. You're probably seeing them get it now. If you were one of those ones and you may have done something a little off, you might be experiencing some negative karma. It may not be that bad as others, but if you look back at what's going on, you may have said, damn, I waited too long to do this, and as a result, now my money's acting up. And I could have did it when I had the money. It could be something simple as that, or it could be like, okay, this person treated someone like shit, and now they want this person back. That type of thing. But it could just be a gamut of things. But, karma is already been leashed, and it's going to get really crazy in Pisces season. And we're like 19 days away from that, 18, 19, 20 days away from that. So let's get into it. Speaking of, karma and stuff like that, we got Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. Let's talk about the energies of Aquarius, because we got 4 planets in Aquarius. Aquarius, now I do want to tell you that you'll have you will have a planet, you'll have a sign, and then you'll have a house. The planet is the ruler, okay, of that sign. All right, and the planet is also the ruler of that house. So, you have your planet, and then you'll have your sign. Each one of these has characteristics. The planet has characteristics, the sign has characteristics, and the house has characteristics. Okay, so we're talking about the characteristics of Aquarius right now. Okay, now Aquarius, the characteristics of people who are Aquariuses, or depending on where Aquarius is in your chart, you may have to exemplify these characteristics, or these characteristics may be shown to you. While Aquarius, while all these planets are in Aquarius. So we have like someone who is altruistic or taking an altruistic approach towards things. Someone who's very friendly or being friendly. Someone who's interested in humanitarian efforts, or maybe you're helped out via humanitarian efforts. Someone who's inventive, or maybe you're going to be more inventive. You could be, you may do things your own way, rock to the beat of your own drum, or you may encounter more people who are very individualistic. They like to do things in a way in which may not be what everybody else does or how everybody else does it. These are people who are very intellectual, so you may sense that you might be a little bit more intellectual about things, or you may be dealing with people who now all of a sudden they're more intellectual than they were before. You may be dealing with people who, as far as logic, people are going to be a little bit more logical than before, perceptive. It can also be rebellious, uniqueness, unpredictability, and visionary. Because Aquarius is all about forward movement, forward thinking. It's also about technology and the internet. Okay, keep that in mind. So we got 4 planets dealing with these characteristics. We got Venus there. Oh wait, well, let's talk about Mercury retrograde first. Mercury's in retrograde right now. The meat and potatoes of it started January 30th. It will end February 20th, but we'll still have the post-shadow period, which goes into March 6th. Now, I don't care what anybody tells you. Oh, Mercury retrograde ends February 20th. Okay, you can think that if you want. But unfortunately, I know for a fact that the post-shadow period is a problem, because I always experience something shitty during the post-retrograde of Mercury retrograde. Always. So I always tell people about the post-shadow period as well as the pre-shadow period. That happens when any planet's in retrograde. So you got a 2-week period before the hardcore date, and then you have a 2-week period after the hardcore date that it ends, okay? Now, we know Mercury retrograde is all about people coming back from the past. We know that Aquarius represents, your social life as well, all right? So that's what we talk about friendliness, because Aquarius, one of the attributes of Aquarius, or characteristics of Aquarius, is being very friendly, humanitarian, that type of thing. So, with Mercury in retrograde, Mercury is all about communication, it's all about the logical mind. And when it's in retrograde, it's time for you to stop and think about the things that you couldn't make logical sense of. Okay, there's some things that we don't deal with because we couldn't make sense of it in reference to relationships. Like, you can't get over the fact that things didn't work out between you and this person. Like, your mind can't process it. So you'll keep thinking about this person, or this person will keep thinking about you. And then eventually you'll let it go and get closure, or, you'll reach out to this person, or this person will reach out to you. And then depending on how either responds, you'll either get closure, you'll either, try to proceed and work things out. That type of stuff happens. But keep in mind, you don't want to jump into anything serious by exchanging energies. And sex is the main way to exchange energy between someone. You don't want to do that until after these Mercury energies subside. And again, remember, the post-shadow period is very important. So, it may be an old lover, somebody that you got back with, but you really don't want to be intimate with this person until after that. Now, I know Valentine's Day is coming and you guys going to do what you do. Hey, rock on, do what you do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you the laws of Mercury retrograde. And it's kind of shitty for some people because, it is in retrograde during Valentine's Day. But then again, for a lot of you, this is the universe testing your ass. Because again, the grand scheme of things, as we're leaving Capricorn season, going into Aquarius season, a lot of you, these people who are coming back, are karmic partners. Okay? So it's like, okay, you're going to let the worldly events of Valentine's Day and the nostalgia of all that worldly 3D shit get in the way of the universal laws that you understand, knowing that you left the karmic situation and you shouldn't go back to it. I'm going to leave that there for food for thought. Now let's move on to the next planet in Aquarius. We got Jupiter now. The energies of Jupiter is all about expansion. It's all about growth. It's all about optimism and confidence. So when we got that combined with those energies of Aquarius, some of you are going to be meeting new friends. Okay, some of you may be traveling because Jupiter, deals with traveling and things like that, expansion, growth. So some of you could be traveling to new places, meeting new people, because remember Aquarius is about the social life. Maybe you could be meeting people from new places. You could be out doing something or what have you, and you meet someone from another country and you guys hook up and you connect and you become friends and things like that. So that kind of thing could be going on. And then let's talk about Saturn. Now, Saturn is the planet, because Saturn's in Aquarius as well. Saturn is the planet of rules, regulations, all right? And it also deals with operating within the limits of society, rules and responsibilities, okay? Limitations. So when we talked about Aquarius, we talked about rebellion, okay? Uniqueness, individualistic. Now, when you're a negative Aquarius, all that's out the door. You're going to break rules. You're not following the rules. You're not following the status quo. You're not doing what you want. So some of you may see a lot of lawlessness, all right? And hopefully you don't experience it, but that could very well be the case, especially when we're dealing with Mercury retrograde, people coming back and maybe you're not wanting to accept them, and they may get a little frustrated because you're rebelling against what you normally do, and all kinds of things. We can go into all kinds of scenarios, but this is another reason why you need to be careful taking people back, because a lot of people are not going to respect your privacy. They're not going to respect your stance. Your stance is, I don't want this anymore, I'm done. You tell this person this, but yet they keep calling. That's because they don't respect you. You got to understand it. It's not, oh, he loved me, he want to be with me, I told him I wasn't dealing with him anymore, he keeps calling me, that's because he loved me. Well, let him love me. He don't love you, because if he loved you, he would have did you right when you was around. He was treating you like shit. He was sleeping with other people. He probably, for some of you could have been some violence. Just because you had kids and you stayed with this person doesn't mean they loved you. It meant that they had control over you to a certain extent, and now you've taken that control away, and they're feeling like you're rebelling. So now they want to come back around and they want to punish you. Like, you got to look at shit for what it is. Stop sugarcoating shit. A lot of times people don't, I'm not going to keep repeating it, but when someone keeps calling you after you told them not to call you, they don't respect you, because they figured they're going to do what they want to do, not what you want to do. So you need to look at it like that sometimes, okay? So we had all the planets in Aquarius. So we got Mercury, we got Venus. We did Venus, right? Venus? No, we didn't. See, Venus is all about your capacity to love and your values in love. And this is like your attitudes and your needs in love. All right, so we got that in Aquarius. So like I said, some of you are going to be meeting people. You're going to be meeting unique people. You're going to be meeting like-minded people that you're going to be able to link up with, because now you've come out of those karmic cycles. So the universe is going to allow you the energy to start meeting people, okay? So some of you may meet people this month, okay? You may run into some old friends who maybe you didn't link up with, intimately, but maybe it was one of those things where, oh, okay, maybe we can connect now. I know you from back in the day. We seem to be on like-minded pages now, so let's go ahead and see what's up. That type of thing. That's just a quick example. The next sign we're going to talk about is Taurus, because we got 2 planets in Taurus. Now, Taurus, the characteristics of Taurus is cautiousness, conventionality, very determined energy, very industrious and material. So I always say Tauruses are great manifestors, especially if they're around the right people and they got a right mind about them. They're able to manifest and take care of themselves and manifest material possessions. I mean, look at the house they rule. They rule the house of value and material possessions and money making. So if you're around a Taurus and ain't making no money, that Taurus is either around the wrong type of people, or that Taurus don't got their head screwed on right. Okay? Because there ain't no reason why you shouldn't be able to manifest. All right? At some point. Now, Taurus always talks about persistence. They're very persistent. On the negative side, they could be stubborn. But they are possessive because they deal with the house of value. Value and possessions. So a lot of them will look at their family and their friends as their possessions, and they're very possessive. And if you mess with their family or whatever they find possessive, that bull will get in that ass. Just remember that. They're very possessive. But on the flip side, try to break up with a Taurus. We won't go there, Taurus. We won't go there. We're going to keep it cool. All right, but they're very reliable as well. They're very sensual people and very warm. They're really really good lovers. All right, so that's the Taurus energy. Now we got two planets there. We got Mars there and we got Uranus there. The planet of Mars is like your courage and your ability to take action. It's your desires, your sexual nature, and your aggressive drives. Like this is your back against the wall, survival of the fittest type energy. So if you're talking about Mars and Taurus, say for example, you got a Taurus who is, say we got Taurus in the fourth house. Taurus deals with real estate anyway, but say you got Taurus in the fourth house. You're going to have a real estate agent who has Taurus in the fourth house. They're going to be very aggressive about selling and buying houses right now. So if you know somebody who's got Taurus in the fourth house and they're a real estate agent, they are going to be on it because Mars is a very aggressive. It's do or die. Like the market could be really crazy right now because of COVID. So, they're going to turn up the ante and really try to get these houses sold and get houses bought. Same thing if you were somebody who has Taurus in the fourth house and you're looking for a new home, or you are a Taurus and you're looking for a new home. You're going to be looking for something that you want something right away. You want to be aggressive with what you're looking for, things like that. You're persistent about this. Some of you are looking for a new place. Some of you are looking for a new apartment. And you're trying to get on it because you want it done. So you're kicking in that Mars energy in Taurus. We also got Uranus in Taurus. Now, Uranus is a planet of individuality because, Uranus rules Aquarius. So you got some of the same features: individuality, uniqueness, very creative. They could also be looked at as rebellious. So, if we're talking about that same example where we have Taurus in the fourth house, this Taurus who's shopping for a home, this Taurus could be looking for something that's very unique. They're very determined to find it. So they could be running a real estate person crazy. Now I don't like the house. No, I don't want that one. No, I don't want that. I don't like that. No, I don't want that one. I want to see something else. Because it's not hitting home with them. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that they look at as value. It's not something that's unique and individual to them. So you may be experiencing something like that, where you done looked at a couple houses and you're like, I don't like that house. The bedrooms are too small. And I don't like that house because the backyard is not big enough. I don't like that, and it's like, it's not that you're complaining. It's just like, what's value to you and you know what you want. And so you're not going to just settle. So that's an example of Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Mars and Taurus. Like if you got it in the fourth house, something like that. Now, what else do we got here? We got Neptune and Pisces. Now, I was just talking to you guys about how we're wrapping up the era of Capricorn and we're going into the era of Aquarius. Now, Neptune is in Pisces. Now, after we're done with Aquarius season, Pisces, like I said, it starts in about, 19, 20 days, Pisces season. Now, Neptune rules. Pisces is the natural ruler. The characteristics of Pisces definitely represents karma. All right, and if you've been watching my channel, I've been talking about how people gonna be getting their karma. A lot of people who haven't been doing well, been doing right, they're gonna be getting their karma. Okay, those of you who've been sticking around in situations where ethically and morally this person is not doing you right, but you won't leave them because of financial, material reasons or what have you. You still with this person around Pisces season, you're gonna get it too, boo boo. It is what it is. I've been telling you guys, so you should try to get out these situations ASAP. If you got to go stay in a hotel for 2 weeks or something like that until you can find, try to work it out and do what you got to do, but get away from these people, because when their karma comes and you're around them, you're going to get that karma too, on top of the fact of how they've been treating you. So it's like you're getting a double whammy, and then, some of you will be, oh, well, karma doesn't work, da 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 da, the good guys always finish last, da da. Yeah, they do, because you're being too nice. You're allowing people to do shit to you that they shouldn't be doing. And because you don't have the to stand up and say, hey, that enough's enough, this is what happens. So this is why people say nice guys finish last. They do. Because nice is not, to me, nice is not nice is not what I want to be. I don't want to be called nice. Because to me, nice is you being a fool. You being a sucker. You being like, oh, okay, they did me dirty, but I'll let it ride. I used to do that too. No more Miss Nice Guy. Now, I'm not going to be mean or anything like that, but you won't, no. So, like I said, with Neptune and Pisces, Pisces, the house of Pisces itself is all about karma, okay? It's all about the hidden supports and the hidden limitations, like your hidden enemies as well, okay? And then we got Neptune there, which is the ruler. Neptune is all about your spiritual vision, your creative imagination, and your psychic abilities. Okay? So some of you are going to be getting downloads from your ancestors. Okay? If you're talking to them, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, your gods, whomever, in reference to the fact that, you know, you need to leave a situation, else it's going to end up negative for you. Like, you shouldn't be in this situation. Your intuition is telling you, get out. All right? So pay attention to that. A lot of you, you know, there are people who are going to be trying to come back with the Mercury in retrograde. And remember, Pisces deals with hidden enemies. Like I said, these people are not friends of yours. They never were. All right. You cut them off because they were doing you terrible, or some of them, they ghosted you because you didn't have the wherewithal to cut them off. But now they're coming back. And they're coming back as, oh, well, let's get together. La, 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 la. No. They're not your friend. They were never your friend. They're not your friend. Remember that. Okay? Else, you know, a lot of them are coming back now because they need shit, because their world is starting to fall apart from around them. So they're looking at, okay, who was a sucker that I used to deal with? Who would be nice to me? Oh, okay, let me go back to Jane. And Jane's sitting here thinking, oh, you come back around? Because, yeah, he loved me, girl. You know he couldn't live without me. Because he blowing up my phone after you specifically told him to stop calling you. No, he don't respect you. He know that you a sucker for him, and he gonna keep calling you because his world falling apart right now because he getting karma. Hello? Put the pieces together, y'all. Right? Now, what else we got? Okay, we got one more planet. We got Pluto and Capricorn. All right? Pluto. Let's talk about the energies of Capricorn, or the characteristics of Capricorn. This is somebody who's very ambitious. This is an ambitious energy. It's very conservative as well. It's very laid back, follows traditional type of things when we talk about conservative. It's not out there or flashy or anything like that. It's laid back. Like I always say about Capricorn, Capricorn gets their dough. They don't need the fame. That's one sign that don't need the fame. As long as they get their dough, they could care less about the fame. They don't need to be in the public eye. They just need to get that dollar. All right, so that's how you need to look at Capricorn, because that's what it is. They're very disciplined, methodical in reference to their thought process. They can plan things out. They're a cardinal sign. So they'll start from the very beginning and plan things out step by step by step by step by step. And they're brilliant, okay? They're brilliant. And they're persevering too. You know, you ever seen a goat out in the wilderness? A lot of times you look at these, you see tumbleweeds and you'll see a goat. Because they could survive. A goat could eat a goddamn boot. Okay? These people can survive. They will persevere. Okay? They're very political in reference to their beliefs and things like that. They're realistic people. They're very responsible, but they're rigid too. Some of them are very rigid and very serious. And they're thrifty. I like this word, thrifty. They can be cheap on the negative side. Excuse me, y'all. I slept under the heater last night. They could be very thrifty, and you know they're about their money, okay? And they're about status and power. Don't forget that. Status. Some of them do like the spotlight, but others of them they don't. But when we're talking about the political arena, like if they're running for office, then yeah, they want that status. They want to be known as. It's all about the reputation, right? We got Pluto there. Now, Pluto is about compulsive energy. Remember, when I describe Pluto as when you have to vomit. That's compulsive energy. Like, you can't stop that. It's coming. It's just a matter of where are you when it comes. Are you going to be someplace where you can get rid of it in a respectable way, where it's not going to be all over the place? What's going to happen? That's that energy with Pluto. Pluto's also all about death. That's why you talk about Pluto. You talk about power and intensity. All right? That vomit reflex is very powerful and it's intense. And when it comes back up, it's coming back up. Okay? And so what Pluto deals with is things that you did not process. All right, and so we're talking about the era of Capricorn we just left behind. So a lot of things that did not get processed properly, or things you did not deal with or put to rest in the manner in which you should, they're going to be coming right back up as we're wrapping up this stage here. And Pluto's going to be in Capricorn until April. So you're going to have a lot of things coming right back up that you didn't deal with up until April, okay? So keep that in mind. A lot of things a lot of people are going to have coming back up. It might have to do with their reputation, their morals, their values, all that type of stuff, all right? So that's what I wanted to do for you guys. I was able to go in a little bit more in depth with it, which is what I wanted to do, which is why I did it as a separate video. So let me know how you feel about that. I know a lot of you do like this piece, so I'm gonna do it separately in a video, and then like I said, I'll refer you to it once I'm doing your weekly videos. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel, and reach out if you need a personal reading. Take care.